Hello, welcome to another episode of Constitutionalist Podcast. I am your host, Joseph M. Leonard. That's Leonard. It looks French. It's not. It's Leonard without an O. Thank you for tuning in. As Graham Norton used to say on his show, let's get on with the show! Hello, gang. How are you doing? This is a cheat segment. I am recording this as a lead-in to a standard Saturday show that is going to now air through the audio platforms, 25 plus, of Constitutionalist Podcasts. What was formerly a CTP video exclusive that I feel needs to go out as a regular show. So bear that in mind when recorded. It was a video exclusive. So the date, it could be from a month ago. It could be from a couple months ago. So bear that in mind when you hear things regarding time frames. It may be from a while ago, so particular references may be a little dated. And this segment of cheat, right? I'm recording it. I'll be using it with several video exclusives turned Saturday episodes. Without further ado, let's get on with the show! Another one of those shows I wish I didn't have to record. And I'm going to have to deal in vague generalization. What is this about? Collectivist mindset. Usually, normally, but not always, because I don't want to engage in collectivism here in this discussion and say collectivists, they're all on the left. All leftists are collectivist mindsets. As Dennis Prager said, there is a difference. And he is right, and I talk about it in my constitutionalist politics books. A classical liberal is not the same as a full-on leftist ideologue, although we lump them together as liberals in general. Look at Brandon Straka. Yes, I've discussed it elsewhere. With the SPLC fraud, creating the whole tiki farce, which led to the false narratives about Trump's very fine people. Yes, he said that. But what they are trying to distort the context of is a hoax, is an outright lie. And Brandon Straka is one of those former a white gay man. Shouldn't matter, but it does to some people, especially the left. Again, not all, but most. Because what are you seeing here online from the left? The collectivist mindset, normally, identity politics. Brandon Straka, a gay white man. He must think a certain way. He must be a Democrat. Because, all those collectivist mindsetting, lumping identity politics, all of those Republicans are racist and sexist and homophobic and Islamophobic and blah, 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 phobic. So this show is about collectivism. Brandon Straka was presented the video, the full video, the whole video, and it's amazing. You can actually still find it on YouTube of the DOT presser with Elaine Chao, where he made remarks. Brandon Straka was presented with the video. He actually watched the video and finally woke up to the fact that CNN was lying to him. Did he say very fine people on both sides? Yes, he did. And when you watch the video, it is 1000% clear. He said it about the statue debate. There are fine people who think the statues need to be preserved. I'm on that side. You don't teach history by trying to erase and bury history. And others who think the statue was a reminder of something offensive, so they'd rather it not be on prominent display. That can still be a fine person if they understand that you indeed can't just erase and whitewash the history. So, what brought this on? Another show, and let me say, collectivists, in my mind anyway, I think it should be in your mind, automatically discredit any other argument they make because they are disrespecting the Bible. They are disrespecting Martin Luther King Jr.'s content of character, individualism. Not all this are the same, not all that are the same. No matter what group you might be able to be lumped in with, you are still an individual. And the content of your character as an individual, as opposed to whatever collectivist group you might potentially also be lumped in with, is what matters. Collectivism throws that out. It is anti-Christian. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech is an individualism. Content of character is rooted in the Bible. So collectivism is atheism. Collectivism is anti-Christian. Now, I could give some specific examples, but I don't want to go there because I know the likes of Media Matters and others will then, oh, he's defending all blah, blah, blah. He's defending all this. He's defending all people that were bad. Whatever negative group in history, there were individuals. Try to be vague in general here. There were individuals that got caught up in that and may have been involved in some small way that really doesn't mean they were part of the overall collectivist group. They were just trying to get by. Now, you might say they were a bit weak. They should have stood up. They coulda, woulda, shoulda, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not conflating, and I use that word advisedly because I was accused of conflating this and that because I called out someone's collectivist mindsetting, collectivist speak. All pit bulls are mean and angry and dangerous and should all be put to death. That is a collectivist mindset. Now, I'm not conflating dogs with people. And if someone says that about Group A or Group B or Group C, oh, none of them can be trusted. They are all equally as bad. They are all, that is a collectivist statement. The statement I said about pit bulls, which I don't believe, but you hear some people say it, and indeed, unfortunately, a lot of pit bulls have been indeed nurtured and trained to be that way. That doesn't mean all of them. That's the point here. Collective. Pit bulls or humans. It matters not. Lumping any group of anything together. Snakes, cobras are not the same as water snakes. Not all snakes are created equal. Not all humans. That's a dangerous route to go. Not all humans are created equal. You know I don't mean that. You know what I mean in that, yes, we are all created in the image of God, but we are given free will. We are not all equal in the sense that we think alike. Again, I'm speaking in collectivist terms. So we are not all equal in that collectivist state. And in America, we are promised equal opportunities, not equity of outcome. Atlas Shrugged, the Bradford Colony, you've heard me talk about it before. Jesus said, the poor will always be among you. That's a human nature statement. We aren't all created. We are all created equal, but again, our free will. There are people who will choose evil. There are people who will choose lazy. They will not do anything to help themselves, especially if there's some moron always willing to give them something, and they never have to work for anything. So, I hope I've successfully recovered there. I know what I mean, and I think you know what I mean there. And that's why communism fails. It refuses to recognize human nature, that some will choose to be lazy, and like at the Bradford Colony, eventually there's too many people demanding to be pulled in the cart left for those that are then unable to pull the cart. But collectivist mindset, doesn't matter if you're talking dogs or snakes or humans, any collectivist application discredits and negates any and every other argument you have. You have no credibility. None whatsoever. So if you're talking all plants, all dogs, all cats, all humans of a particular type or group, you're engaging in collective mindset speak. And we are individuals. Again, God-given free will. Some will choose evil. Some will choose laziness. Some will choose whatever. That's why Martin Luther King Jr.'s biblical statement about content of character is proper, is valid. Not, Martin Luther King Jr. was black. Well, that must dismiss him because you know those blacks. Blacks can't be trusted. No, that's not conflating all blacks with whatever other group you want to identity politic collectivist speak. And of course, I didn't mean what I just said. It will be distorted and taken out of context. I'm making a point. And he knows who he is. That is not conflating the all blacks this or that argument with the all whatever, your argument, which is a collectivist mindset speak. And no amount of you wriggling and wiggling and trying to use words like conflation, which is really a Linsky deflection tactic, eliminates your collectivist speech that you gave 2 weeks in a row now, and why I'm here countering it. At any rate, I'm going to wrap it up again. So it doesn't matter what species or what anything, you cannot lump all of A, B, X, Y, or Z into a collectivist, definitive lumping. We are individuals. Now, does that mean I'm going to trust any cobra snakes because, hey, that cobra might be different than that cobra? No, we're talking nature there and root mechanisms of the animal species there. And remember, I spoke with Leslie Hall. Yes, we have an animal side, so we have to be careful of that. So if I'm coming up to a cobra, absolutely I'm going to steer clear. Any rattler snake that's poisonous, that's venomous, I'm going to steer clear of. That's being sensible. That's not me attempting to apply a collectivist mindset that says, well, that cobra is for sure going to attack me. No matter what I do, it's going to attack me. No, that's generally not how cobras work either. Most rattlesnakes, they curl up and they rattle as a warning for you to steer clear of them so they don't then feel further threatened and feel they need to strike out in defense of themselves. That's not a conflation. That's not a collectivist mindset. That is a understanding of nature. But indeed, one cobra might indeed be very and overly aggressive and looking to attack anything and everything that comes in a 30-mile radius of it, while others indeed may be just concerned about defending themselves in their territory and wanting you to steer clear of them. So that is an individual application. Not a conflation, not a collectivist statement, but dealing in the reality of the world while at the same time recognizing not anything is an exact clone of everything else you want to lump as a collectivist into one pile. Now, I understand that last part kind of. Collectivists will, of course, try to, well, he destroyed his own argument. I know you know what I mean. The collectivists will, of course, Olinsky style, try to deflect and make excuses for their collectivist human lumping mindset. Oh, I'm conflating snakes and humans. His argument has no weight, is not valid in any way. I am applying individualism to all things. They are applying collectivism, maybe indeed in only one or two cases, but in so doing, they don't get to claim to be devotees of the Bible and Martin Luther King Jr. and individualists. You can't claim you're an individualist 1 week and then 2 weeks in a row apply collectivist speech. Thank you all. Take care. God bless. If you haven't gotten it, I dare say listen again and again and again, because I know thinkers, if you're a thinker, you will get what I'm saying. But the emotional, hysterical, especially collectivist mindset folks, well, I wasn't going to say won't get it. No, they might get it. They're just going to refuse to acknowledge they get it. An excuse and a deflection to keep saying their collectivism speeches. Anyway, take care. God bless. Love you all. Wait. Don't go away yet. I thought I'd hit record again because I thought of something else I should throw in. The Russian people are not my enemy. Some of them are. Putin is my enemy. The CCCP, the old Soviet mindset, those people are my enemy. They individually are my enemy as part of the group to which they themselves choose to label under the banner of. The banner itself isn't my enemy. The mindset of those individuals are my enemy. All Chinese are not my enemy. Xi Jinping and the CCP is my enemy. Now, yes, a lot of Chinese, unfortunately, will end up being lumped in they're kind of my enemy because why? They are propagandized too. The same with other groups. So, but I'm making this as the example. Same with Russians. A lot of them might not oppose Putin and the Soviet mindset because they don't have access and freedom of information flow like we do here in the West. So they are propagandized. They are duped. They are easily fooled. But they can be potentially shaken from their mindset, what they would otherwise not agree to want to be part of. Again, let me go back to Brandon Straka. He, when presented with the factual information and got out of the indoctrinated, propagandized, woke, pathetical corruptness, trained, indoctrinated, snowflakey feeling state, he would normally allow himself to sadly be ginned up in. When he engaged his brain and was presented with fact, he demonstrated his individuality and showed indeed he is a thinker. He can be engaged with logic and reason and will think, but it took a lot of shaking to get him to shake free from his knee-jerk, leftist, snowflake feelings. But CNN said, but the MSNBCs said, the propaganda stations feed all kinds of people with drivel, delusional unicorn fart fantasy idiocy, and sadly, they just want to coast. They just want to get along. A lot of their friends think that way, so they allow themselves to be sucked up in it. But as an individual, if and when you reach them, they can be reached. Am I making sense here? I'm talking individualism, not collectivism. Lumping all of anything and now, fruits and vegetables, very different. There are classifications. Yes, we have classifications and divisions for a reason. This, by definition, makes something a fruit. This, by definition, makes it a vegetable. Vowels are vowels and constants are constant, but yes, on occasion, there's an exception, right? Sometimes Y for A-E-I-O-U, sometimes, oh boy, as an author here, I'm drawing a blank and forgetting the old adage we were taught growing up about vowels versus consonants. But yes, there are classifications and designations and definitions that tend to put something in one box or another. That's different than actual creatures with abilities to think to some degree. Again, snakes to dogs to cats to humans. Humans are a whole different thing, obviously, than snakes or pit bulls. But pit bulls and snakes still have a degree of consciousness and thinking ability. So they are all not 100% the same, even though by definition they fit in that box. They are not all the same as everything else in that box. Is this making sense to you? I think it should. I think that if you're a thinker, you will get this, as long as you're not in that collectivist mindset looking for any excuse to avoid accepting what I'm saying. All right, anyway. I get that I'm struggling here to convey these thoughts because the collectivist I'm talking about here is engaging in snowflakism. They don't want to let go of their feelings, so they will never admit, and they will lash out, and they will make any excuse to defend their collectivist statement. And I'm just trying to find any analogy, any metaphor, even though I like to joke, I'm far too clever for metaphors. I use meta sixes. Right? So yes, I've struggled a bit to try to make my points, but I know thinkers will get it, so just going to have to leave it at that. Thank you all. Take care. God bless. Love you all.
Tough love. The Bible isn't just rainbows and lollipops, singing kumbaya around the campfire. You cannot ignore the harsh reality drops. To peddle such makes you a liar. Reality versus delusion, speaking not just to the choir. This, that, and in all things transpires.
Free will, individually created. God gave us all free will. Gave it as individuals to both you and me. Not collectivist mind, hive bees. Not even exactness in identical twins. Thinking otherwise, ungodly hubris, sin wins. Free will, individually created. God gave us all free will. Gave it as individuals to both you and me. Not collectivist mind, hive bees. Not even exactness in identical twins. Thinking otherwise, anti-God ignorance. Ungodly hubris when we forget the spark. You and I, we don't arrive from one stamped mold. Free will, you and me. Free will, not a hive to be. Free will, made uniquely. Oh, not just you and me. One face, one step, one name. Still two different hearts. Same blood, same room, same sky. Still two different marks. I won't call the if you try to copy, well, you break the sacred frame. So let the two of us stand in our own skin, free to turn, free to choose, free to begin. 8 billion souls inhabit this world to believe identical thought pool, discredit to God's free will gets you and me. Coming, they know your game is strong. They moving quick, they circle and they strike, but I keep my line clean. I don't blink, I don't fold, I don't give them what they need. They can throw all day, try to shake my frame, but the hit says more than the words they claim. You got what they lack, you got what they lack. They attack, attack. You got what they lack, you got what they lack, you got what they lack. Come back, you got what they lack. I seen the doubt on faces right before the rush, heard the chatter in the dark, and it was never enough. Every shot they send my way just proves I'm onto something. Every time they come too close, they leave with empty hands. They can throw all day, try to shake my frame, but the hit says more than the words they claim. You got what they lack, you got what they lack. They attack, attack. You got what they lack, you got what they lack, you got what they lack. Come back, you got what they lack. Over the target, still I stay. Under the pressure, I don't break. Say what you want,
hold on, don't tune out just yet. Now, you've often seen shows doing ads. I've had some mid-show ads that have run, or at the end. Often at the end, it would be an ad for my own book. So does that really count? But podcast sponsorships, you've seen them. Bunch of podcast people hawking products they probably have nothing to do with. Well, that's not the case with me. Now, I've got a couple partnership, sponsorship irons in the fire. These aren't paid that I'm giving you here. I am just giving you recommendations of a couple irons I have in the fire. A free shout out to, for one, Duncan. I'm going to hold up my How to Write a Book and Get It Published because I don't have a physical copy of my latest book, Roller Coasters, The Lifetime, because it is out on Amazon e-Kindle exclusive for only $1.99 because it's a short story, so I can keep your price down, or audiobook $4.99, inexpensive. So there it is, Kindle ebook cover. In it, I mention America Runs on Duncan, the slogan. They're a place I actually go to. I love the chocolate cream filled donuts, and a bit of a critique. You need to start making more of them, or make sure all the places actually have them. Most of the Duncans around me don't have them. I often have to settle for the vanilla cream filled, but that's okay too at times. So I recommend Dunkin' Donuts. I do. I really do. There's something look at this. If you're looking behind the scenes video, you can see I'm not starving. I've got some extra weight on me. Dunkin' Donuts calories might be part of the reasons why. Everything in moderation. Just don't pig out on donuts all the time. Morning, noon, and night. I don't know if Duncan's going to like me saying that or not. They want to sell as many donuts as possible. And of course, they sell coffee. But hey, that's the point. You're going to get real sponsorship reads from me, not fake, phony frauds that don't even use a product. Oh, let me read the following. And the next one I'm going to mention is Galaxy AI, which actually is now Magica, Magica AI. And I use them. I've created a couple music videos of late. If you check on the video channels, they're not on all of them. YouTube and BitChute. My channels there have most my music videos, or most my Suno songs, not all. You could check out the one I just did for Memorial Day 2026 for America 250. I wrote Memorial Day America 250 that I released on Memorial Day, and you can see that music video on my video platforms, created by Magica AI, as well as another music video that I did for my Terrors, based on my Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You book. I wrote Awake, Not Paranoid song, and there is a music video for that at BitChute and YouTube. It may be at my other platforms. I don't remember offhand. I didn't look it up before hitting record. My apologies. You can reach out to the AI via Tiny URL. You know I love to use Tiny URL services to shorten links. tinyurl.com/Galaxy Magica AI, all one word, of course, run together. tinyurl.com/Galaxy Magica AI. That'll take you to them. And the last one I'm going to mention is Blipboards. You can rent a static billboard for your advertising needs, but Those are expensive and they're static. Blip boards, for the same budget of one, you can advertise at 10 or more locations, whatever product and service you're trying to offer. So I recommend blip boards. Again, they're not paying me to say this. I'm saying this as a customer. I haven't even reached out to them to be a sponsor on the show. Next, guess what I'll be doing next? Writing them a letter. Anyway, tinyurl.com/blipboards, BLIP boards, blipboards, tinyurl.com/blipboards to check them out. Tell them I sent you.
Eyes open wide, not living in fear, just knowing the signs when danger draws near.
But there's a difference between fear and comprehension. Crime doesn't clock in, terrorism has no zip code. Anytime, any place, you better know which road. You are not an ostrich with your head buried in sand. You're a thinker with awareness and a reason you still stand. When the world erupts around you, don't let panic be your guide. Three options in the crisis moment. Only one keeps you alive. Awake, not paranoid, situationally aware. Not consumed by all the fear porn, but prepared to face what's there. Fight, flight, or maybe fade. Know the difference, make the call. A thinking mind won't be the sheep all trampled when the panic falls. Awake, not paranoid. Awake. Remember when the music stopped and panic filled the air? The stampede was the danger, not what triggered the scare. Fry and panda fire when you run without a thought. The threat that really kills you is the panic that you caught. Mama bear or ostrich, which one are you gonna be? Assess the situation, is that danger close to me? Is it in my orbit, is it coming from my space? Or do I fade to safety, live to fight another day? When the world erupts around you, don't let panic be your guide. Three options in the crisis moment, only one keeps you alive. Awake, not paranoid, situationally aware. Not consumed by all the fear porn, but prepared to face what's there. Fight, flight, or maybe fade. Know the difference, make the call. A thinking mind won't be the sheep all trampled when the panic falls. Awake, not paranoid. Awake. Life over death, hope over fear, faith over despair. Keep your wits clear. Love over hate, good over evil, freedom over tyranny. Rise above the sheep. They said burn out, don't fade away, but I say fade and live to see another day. Unless it's in your orbit, unless there's no escape, then you stand and fight. That's the choice that heroes make. Awake means you are watching, not wrapped in paranoia's chains. You carry situational awareness like an umbrella when it rains. Not selling fear, not peddling doom, just asking you to think before the panic swallows reason and you're swept across the brink. Awake, not paranoid, situationally aware. Not consumed by all the fear porn, but prepared to face what's there. Fight, flight, or maybe fade. Know the difference, make the call. A thinking mind won't be the sheep all trampled when the panic falls. Awake, not paranoid.
like assess. Don't assume. Fade when you can fight. When you must awake. Not paranoid, just awake.
Memorial Day, not a celebration, a somber remembrance, we all say, for those who gave it all to save our freedom. They answered the call. For them we now must also stand tall. Memorial Day, not a celebration, a remembrance weight we carry in our hands. We speak their names down rows of white stone, and every flag feels heavy in the wind. For those who gave it all, we bow our heads. For freedom's breath, we remember them. Stand tall today, show the youth the way. For the ones who answer the call. Stand tall today, memory not gone away. We keep their light in the hall. No loud parade can tell the whole story of boots in dust and letters worn thin. A mother's prayer, a folded flag, a final promise still living in us. For those who gave it all, we bow our heads. For freedom's breath, we remember them. Stand tall today, show the youth the way. For the ones who answer the call. Stand tall today, memory not gone away. We keep their light in the hall. Let the silence speak, let the name stay near. Let the tears fall slow for the ones not here. And when we rise with care, carrying their courage everywhere. Stand tall today, show the youth the way. For the ones who answer the call. Stand tall today, memory not gone away. We keep their light in the hall. Memorial Day, not a celebration, a somber remembrance, we all say. For those who gave it all to save our freedom, they answered the call. For them we now must also stand tall.
Like and subscribe to Constitutionalist Politics Podcast and share episodes. We need your help. Thank you for having tuned into another Constitutionalist Podcast show. I really appreciate that you stopped by. Again, please like, share, subscribe. We need you to help spread the Constitutionalist movement. Thank you again. Take care. God bless. Love you all.